Hi guys, how are you? Hi everybody, video number 2. Now I don't know if you noticed, I kind of chilled on my videos. I like to do one a day, and I'm just going through something right now where I don't want to keep working myself to death. I'm on a nice schedule, one a day, and I like it. But I really want to get to this Johnny Depp and Amanda Heard case because in about 4 days, it's going to be all that everybody talks about, especially when Amanda takes the stand. It's the craziest case of this time. I can't think of any other A-list. Yeah. Sorry, guys. That was Perry telling me he could not hear me. Okay. Um, like I was saying, this is going to be one of the best most talked about cases ever, so I need to jump in and start talking about it because it's batshit crazy. So we all know that Johnny Depp, so I'm going to review up until what happened today. A quick review. We all know Johnny Depp is suing Amanda because she wrote a co-op talking about domestic violence. She didn't actually use his name, but she alluded to him in the co-op, and he got upset, said that it affected his job, where a lot of people didn't want to hire him. They kept calling him a I can't say that word, a person that likes to hit on women. And so he's came out and said he's suing her for his reputation. And also he has children and he doesn't want his children to think that. So up until now, it's been the last couple of days. Johnny Depp's been on the stand 1 or 2 days. I can't remember how many. Um, Basically talking about his childhood. And the reason this is so important, because what he's saying is he subconsciously picked a woman that's like his mom. His mom played a lot of head games with him. She was a substance abuser. She also was a verbal abuser. And so subconsciously, he thinks the pattern continued. I'll put it that way. And so it's been crazy. It's been She's a trip, okay? She is argumentative. It's no doubt in my mind. She puts hands on him. Um, if she doesn't get her way, she throws a fit. She's just this kind of woman. I really, so far, do not like her whatsoever. But what stood out most to me in the trial is their arguments got so violent that one time she severed Johnny Depp's finger. Okay, now we're going too far. But so I'm going to play a clip from when he explained what happened. I want you to look at his demeanor. Up until today, he's been very long-winded. He takes forever to answer a question. He talks really slow. Um some people were saying that's just how it is. I was thinking, why are you talking so slow? Are you on something? Because he has admitted he's been clean during the relationship and he's been on something during the relationship. But I just want you to get a feel for um, the way he's been talking and just how violent this relationship can be. You can't sever my finger and I go back to you. You can't put your hands on me and I stay in that relationship. Abuse is abuse. Now, of course, he was raised in this kind of environment. Maybe that's all he knows. He's admitted to being on and off drugs since the age of 11. But I didn't realize how bad this drug problem was until today. But I want to go back and play the quick video of the severed hand because up until this point, it's the thing that's freaked me out the most.
And understand why all this was happening. So I went behind the bar I grabbed a bottle of vodka that was there and a shot glass and sat at the bar. She was nowhere around. And I poured myself 2 or 3 stiff shots of the vodka. First taste of alcohol I'd had in a long time. And then she came down to the bar and found me there. And of course started screaming, "Oh, you're drinking again, yeah, the monster," and all that. So she reached, she walked up to me and reached and grabbed the bottle of vodka, and then just kind of stood back and then hurled it at me, and it just went right past my head and smashed behind me. So I stood up and I walked behind the bar, and there was a larger bottle of vodka, the kind with the handle, you know, on it. I grabbed that and I went and I sat in my seat again. I opened the bottle and I poured myself a shot and drank it. Missouri was flinging insults left, right, and center, and she then grabbed that bottle and threw that at me. And so I was leaning like this in the chair, looking at her. First bottle went, then got the other bottle, shot. Takes the second bottle, which is the larger one. I'm in this position again, and my hand is on the edge of the bar, like that, you know, leaning over, the fingers like that, and she threw the large bottle, and it made contact and shattered everywhere.
Huh? I had to play it. This is from yesterday, but what kind of relationship are we in when we're severing people's fingers? Something is wrong with her. Another thing that stood out, when she got upset with him, they had an argument. She went number 2, which is fecal matter, in his bed. I get bad at Perry all the time. All the time. Not that damn man. What does that prove? I'm gonna take shit in the bed? These two are going back and forth, and I feel sorry for Johnny. And people say, Sharrell, here you go again. But I haven't heard her story yet. So she hasn't spoken yet. But so far, Johnny grew up in chaos, complete chaos. And he's one of the most famous actors in the world. I would not want to trade places with him if you pay me $1 million. All the drug use, this relationship, growing up with a crazy mom. I'm sorry, Johnny, your mom is crazy out of her mind. He has no stability. Never envy people because they have money. Never envy people because they have money. She's some kind of nut job. She's getting exposure from being with him because she really hasn't been in any movies. This is a step up for her. You think she would appreciate it? No, she is just a psycho person. But today, what happened? The main things that happened today that stood out was, here. Let me play this a little clip. I have a clip. Hold on.
back to Court TV Live. We continue following the high-profile defamation case of actor Johnny Depp against his ex-wife Amber Heard. He's suing her for $50 million over a 2018 Washington Post op-ed. She's countersuing him for $100 million. This is his third day now on the stand, and he's facing some tough questions on cross-examination. Heard's attorney, Benjamin Rottenborn, has been asking him about cocaine use specifically. So let's bring you back in where we left off. All
right, 346 in evidence for the redactions. You can publish it.
So you can see these texts were sent on February 26th and February 27th, 2015. And if you scroll over, Michelle, and can you just blow up the text portion of it? You text Mr. Holmes, your personal assistant, have you heard from Manson's Ryan? Now, Ryan was Marilyn Manson's personal assistant, or he worked for him. That's what you understood, correct?
At the time, yes.
Okay. And then you say, yes, and of course, yes, please, and you will pay Ryan for it. 2 exclamation points, 2 question marks. And then you write, disappear, we should have more happy pills. 3 exclamation points, 2 question marks. Can you? Followed by 3 exclamation points. Did I read that correctly?
You did.
Okay. Can you take that down and please pull up Exhibit 349?
Instead of exclamation points.
So he admitted to drug use. Then they put these pictures up of him. These are damaging. And let me tell you why. So it shows him out cold, high, drunk, whatever. He admitted to being on cocaine, smoking weed. He's an addict. He did some of the cocaine with the musician Marilyn Manson and the actor Paul Betta. But can you imagine the amount of drug? Look at this. This is insane. He admitted to pill popping, loving pills. And he just didn't get like regular amounts. He's a multimillionaire. So when he bought pills, he bought thousands of pills. When he bought weed, he bought tons. Like, huh? This is not a good look. Still to say, I'm still leaning towards feeling bad for him and more convinced more than ever that this relationship does not need to be. The drug amount was unbelievable. Bags of pills that could end your life. When he has an addiction, he has an addiction. He probably had bowls of cocaine. Oh gosh, just the drug use. I still feel sorry for Johnny. I'm still saying Amber is batshit crazy. But I think this does prove that it's hard to deal with. Let me think. Why do I think this was so damaging? Because he just looks like a stone cold addict. After watching this today, I'm more convinced than ever that these two never needed to be together. Am I convinced right now that Johnny Depp is a stone cold beater and needs to be blackballed from Hollywood? No, I really don't. I feel like the only person he's hurting so far is himself. Oh, the amounts of drugs that he puts in his body. Oh gosh. So that was the thing today. They tried to paint him out to look violent by showing some what do you call that? Emails that he had wrote to his friend Paul from 2013. And Johnny says to Paul, "Let's drown her before we burn her. I will f her, burn the corpse afterwards to make sure she is dead." And then he says, "My thoughts entirely. Let's be certain before we pronounce her a witch." This is just words. If you told me that he actually burned her corpse, then these are just words. You say things. I've said things to my friends joking around about somebody if I'm upset, or I might say, it's time for me to take Perry out. I don't mean it. We're just talking words. You're mad. So all of these emails that they were showing today, there was another email in which he told his brother, "I better learn not to sever my finger." But we all know he's just talking. There's evidence that she severed his finger. Okay. So I just today I guess when you have money like that, you could get whatever you want. And so, in a regular world, somebody might get 4 or 5 pills. He gets 4 or 5 bags of pills. Bags. With that being said, though, the severed finger, I just can't get over it. I just think she's violent. And now Andrea's been watching this case and has and has convinced me to start following it. I believe it's going to be the hottest thing around, especially when she takes the stand. So we might as well get in on it now. Andrea says, "Sharrell, we're watching you on Perry." No, I'm serious. I say things all the time. I say, one time I said it in a joke. My friend said, "Oh, I could just take myself out just after a bad day." And I said, "Oh, life isn't for everybody." You don't mean it. You know how you just say crazy things, but it's not serious. That's how I took these text messages today. I didn't think he was really a violent person. Like, okay, you said you're gonna, have sex with her corpse to make sure she's dead. I just feel like that's just something stupid people say. Um, I'm still Team Johnny. I can't get over the violence. They've showed pictures of her actually physically harming him. He had bruises on his face. And some people say men can't be abused. Yes, they can. Especially if you are comfortable with that. It's crazy. He grew up, his mom act just like Amber. I keep calling her Amanda. Sorry, it's Amber. Um, he was frustrated that he was in that situation. Thank you, thank you. He was just talking. I don't know. I think he's got the biggest nut job. Summer, you agree with me, Team Johnny? That's how I'm feeling right now. I'm totally abuse is abuse. Abuse is abuse. And you don't have to just be a woman to be abused. You just don't. Amber admitted to hitting him. She did. Already played in court. She admitted to hitting him. I played the video of the severed finger. You're throwing glass bottles at people? What is wrong with you? It's crazy. It's really crazy. Cindy says, Team Johnny. I can't help being Team Johnny. I can't help it. You feel sorry for him too, Sharon. I don't know. Let me see. I feel sorry for him. I'm not trying to be a softie again. Everyone says, Sharrell, you're always pulling for the underdog. I'm not. I just, that childhood that he went through, he wouldn't have even been, he came to LA. He's from Owensburg, Kentucky. So my daughter-in-law is from Kentucky. This is a small town where not a lot of people famous make it out of it, the small town. So it is what it is. I'm feeling bad for Johnny. Let's see what other people think. Hey, Smoke.
Hey, Sharrell.
You put that picture up of Nene.
I
Hey,
sure did.
Girl.
Hey, Nina.
Hey, Sharrell. Hey. Right picture up too.
let's take another caller. Hi, Ro. How are you? Can you
I'm
hear
fine.
me?
How are you?
Good.
Yes, I did. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you good. And then let's bring up Andrea. Andrea, so you convinced me to follow this case. You're Team Johnny all the way.
All the
Why?
way. All the way.
Why?
You know what? Johnny Depp, he's a very unusual person.
What do you mean by that?
And
Yeah.
where I look at his past, when he was growing up, how his mama, even his sister testified how his mama treated him. You know, she what did you call it?
Belittled
She,
him.
yeah, thank you. And he would go into another room and eat. You know what I'm saying? And Johnny Depp, I think he got with the wrong woman. She was nobody until she got with him. I think he suffered. I think he suffered from depression. I think he suffered from that real bad. I think the drugs that he took and the alcohol he took, that was a way of him
Coping.
yeah, coping and not remembering his childhood or stuff like that. I feel sorry for him. I really do.
You say you disagree, Smoke?
No. I agree with everything Andrea is saying. And even like going through my own trauma and abuse, I can recognize that need to kind of shut down and remove myself from a situation because I don't want to make it worse. So I'm rather just move away versus, aggravating the situation. So I think that's what he was trying to like do. But it's like, it doesn't help when your wife is an alleged, I'm not going to say alleged, she's a psychopath. And she just gets off on like torturing him, and like I think he truly loved
you
her.
Okay? Who's coughing?
I don't know who coughing.
Who's coughing? Drink some
Oh,
water.
it's not me. I'll
Not
put it on
me.
mute. I'll put it on mute.
Okay.
Oh, goodness.
He could overdose. The amount of drugs that this man has been putting in his body is
I know, but they can hear you
scary.
in the background.
Here, let me put you on mute. Hold on.
I think he's
It's really
depressing.
scary. Nina, what are your thoughts?
I totally agree with Andrea. Even when all of this started happening right before the pandemic and all this was going on, I was so team Johnny Depp because substance abuse, how I feel about it, and addiction and everything. But one thing I can say is that he looks really healthy today. I don't know if he's been through some kind of treatment program or what, because
Nina, you don't think he talks really slow and is long-winded?
That's how he talks. That's how he talks.
That's Johnny Depp. Like,
yeah, that's how he talks.
He's a very unusual type person. You just have to have followed him and know his movies and know who he is. But again, too, the more drugs that you do, the less your brain can comprehend things. You really get to that. Let me just say, not him, but you get to that dementia stage where everything is really slow and you can't hardly remember stuff and things like that.
So you see damage.
Yes. But when it comes to Amber, she looks like a cold-hearted person. I mean, come on now. And then when she said about, Johnny was talking about how she pooped in the bed. She even said that it wasn't her, it was the dogs. Come on
disgusting.
now.
It was not the dog.
It was her.
But you know what? When he was on trial talking, she was laughing at him. But did you catch everybody that have surrounded themselves with Johnny Depp, the security, the doctor, the sister? They said every time when they traveled, I don't care, out of the country, in the country, they always had to get an extra room for Johnny because she will start a problem.
So what do you think her problem is? You Smoke.
Crazy.
Honestly, I feel like she gets off of the power of abusing others. I
Oh,
honestly,
that's
honestly,
deep.
honestly feel like it's she gets a kick out of it, and she has the perfect storm in Johnny because he has a history of abuse and
Exactly,
addiction,
Smoke.
and so he's not going to put up as much of a fight. He's going to just be subdued and kind of just take the blows and just deal with whatever she gives him.
Well, and then too, you got to understand that he was always, covering up his pain from
Hmm.
way back childhood until up until he was with her. Covering up pain to with his drugs and his alcohol and his pills and his coke and all. And then anybody that parties with Manson, oh my God,
But what I'm saying, Nina, is what's wrong with her?
she's
She
mentally,
could,
she's
she could have
controlling.
some problems also.
Well, I mean, and then for her, she has probably controlled him throughout this whole entire relationship
Exactly.
because he was always under the influence of something, and he allowed that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Maybe he loved her because they was together for a while, but I ain't gonna say like 5 years, but they was together for a number of years before they actually got married. So he
Yeah.
probably see this part. He saw the representative when they
But she
got
also
married.
abused her ex-girlfriend too.
Sure
Huh?
did.
What? Wait, what, Smoke?
She before she was with Johnny, she was with a girl, and the girl I can't remember how long ago, but she abused her ex-girlfriend before, and the girl has counted details of her getting physical with her. So this is a pattern for her.
Yeah. And men can be abused. I worked at a domestic violence shelter. Men cannot go to the domestic violence shelters because of women, but they do have places for them to go. I've had a number of men call in because their wives or significant others were beating them and they were afraid. Not because they were afraid of the woman, they didn't want to hit women. They wasn't
Mhm.
raised up like that. So yeah, men could be abused too.
I feel so bad for Johnny
But
Depp.
you know what? But you know what? I think that what her attorneys are trying to do, they're trying to bring out his drug uses so people could say,
Mhm,
well,
mhm,
she probably was protecting herself.
mhm,
You know what I'm
Mm-mm.
saying?
mhm,
But
Yeah,
mhm.
also the thing that's damning is he has a history of people vouching for him. Like I would believe his wife of 20 plus years, who he has children with,
yeah, yeah,
over her.
Oh,
If he
Vanessa?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
because it's like if he has not been abusive with any of his past female relationships, I
Exactly.
personally have a hard time believing he's starting now with her.
He
Mm.
his only downfall is his drug abuse and
Yeah.
Hmm.
him not remembering a lot. That's the thing. But
Yep.
we got our best movies out of him when he was high as hell.
Exactly. Exactly.
He is
But
one of the best actors out here.
oh,
This,
he is.
this
Yeah.
has damaged his career per
Yeah.
se. It really has.
Do you agree with that, Maddie? Has this damaged his career?
Hi guys. Of course it has. I just came on to just drop a bomb. So I was following the UK trial when he was in the UK fighting against the Daily Mail,
I
and
remember that.
it came out that Amber Heard actually stole the abuse story of her former assistant.
What?
Yes. And
Are
there
you
was
sure?
I swear to God on everything. It
So
came
what's
out.
so Maddie? What is her problem? Is she just
She's obsessed with him. And also like if you watch the UK trial, the way that Johnny Depp was dressing, that's exactly how
She
she's
she
dressing.
dressed just like
Yeah,
him. Yeah.
he
You're
addressed him.
right.
She mirrored, like she's
Yeah.
sitting, and then not only that, there's footage of her having an affair with Elon Musk. There's footage of
oh my
her with
God.
the friend. What's the actor, the Franco?
James Franco.
Yep. She was in the elevator with him boot up and shit when I'm sorry. When Johnny Depp was filming a movie abroad. I have
He
no problem
said
with it.
that in the trial that he thought she was having an affair.
She was and I heard that she was having a threesome. She had a threesome with Elon Musk and that other that I forgot.
Oh,
It's
she's
a
hot.
model. Huh?
She
So
hot.
she's
Hot.
just
She's for the street.
oh
She
my God.
reminds me of that woman that they doing a documentary on that just was found guilty of she had that machine that she was going around trying to sell people. What's that woman name that just got that time and they got the documentary out of it?
And she's like wearing. Oh, I know who you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yep.
The documentary comes on Friday.
And she thought like she was like the woman version of Steve Jobs.
Yes.
I just can't remember her name.
That's who she reminds me of.
People in the chat is saying that she has her own substance abuse problem.
Yes.
The counselor came out. The counselor came out and said that she has drug problems, and then to the point that when Johnny was detoxing, she took his pills away from him. Who does that?
Well, you know what? Birds of a feather flock together. You don't just meet somebody and all of a sudden you everybody know Johnny Depp was on drugs. I even knew Johnny Depp was on drugs, and I ain't even never met
the
him.
whole Hollywood is on drugs at this point, but no one is talking about it.
Exactly.
But with Depp, you remember he did Pirates of the Caribbean? He was so slim and so frail looking. You could tell he had been filming that with a whole bunch of cocaine.
Well, answer this question, guys. There's something about Johnny Depp that I don't care if he's an addict. He's just cool.
Yeah, he is cool.
Because he owns his stuff, and I don't think he tries to hide anything.
Right.
Like he's just like, yes, I've been through abuse. Yes, I do drugs. I may have a drinking problem, but he's working through it. So I think that's what makes him likable.
He got mommy issues. That's what's wrong with it.
But you know what? I was understand him. He didn't hide none of that. He admitted to all of that. So,
exactly. So, thank you for having me on here. I need to make some corrections. That TMZ video that she sent out and gave to TMZ
that I did not play because I knew that was BS. Go ahead.
That he was throwing. That was the day he found out that he lost not 600 million. He lost $750 million. Now let me explain how the picture that you showed earlier of him passed out with the ice cream.
Yes,
she set that up because let me explain. Let me explain what that picture is. That picture is he had just came from filming the movie Black Mass. He was exhausted. She even has other pictures of one where he's in a suit laying on the floor sleeping. Exactly this picture here that you're showing.
Oh my God.
He just came from filming Black Mass. He's exhausted. So here he is, tired as hell, fell asleep. So she's like, hey, you want some ice cream? When you sleep, you're like, yeah, whatever. And everything. So let me explain how this. If you really want to get down to the nitty gritty, go check out Incredibly Average guy's YouTube channel. I put it in the private chat. He has the audio footage, everything.
This ice cream rolling down his legs.
He had just came from filming Black Mass.
What is wrong? So, and then the footage that TMZ showed, she's the one. Let me put that up. That recorded that video.
Yes, because when she sent it to TMZ, she didn't show where she was actually setting the camera, where she was really setting him up, and then at the end of the video, it shows him. He actually found out she was filming him, and he threw the phone in the trash. She pulled the phone out the trash and smirked. Let me break this down and explain to everybody how this defamation case came to be about. In 2010, Johnny and his children's mother, Vanessa Paradis, who they were engaged, they were never married. His first wife is Laura from the 80s. Him and Vanessa broke up in 2010.
Okay.
They didn't announce they break up until 2012. 2011, him and Amber met on the set of Rum Diaries. They got married in 2015, divorced in 2016. Here's where she decided to destroy his, she tried attempting to destroy his career. She only tarnished his career because everybody has to understand Johnny's first love when he moved to California was music. He was in the music.
Right.
So if it wasn't for Nicolas Cage for introducing him into acting, we would never have Johnny Depp.
Right.
Exactly right.
Here's how this defamation came to be about. In the divorce settlement, here's what she was demanding. She wanted $50,000 a month for spousal support. She wanted the Land Rover that he had just purchased. She wanted him to pay for her and her freeloading friends to live in his 5 penthouses that he had, plus utilities, plus the house she had in another area of California, for the rest of their lives, to pretty much freeload.
The rest of their lives.
Yeah, she wanted to stay in there, be taken care of for the rest of her life. Johnny's like, hell no. The shit you put me through, hell no. No. So here's where so they settled on $7 million. They signed an NDA, meaning after this divorce settlement, you sign these papers, you take your $7 million, which she claimed to donate to charities. No, she
which
didn't.
they have not received yet.
Because CHLA showed proof that Johnny paid the first $100,000.
And Elon Musk gave $200,000 too on her behalf.
Yes, on her behalf, but that didn't count. So she still hadn't donated. Plus, several weeks after she married Johnny, because she married Johnny in February 2015. Several weeks after they got married, Johnny had to go to, I think he was in Australia filming one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. There's camera footage from the elevators several weeks in March showing Elon Musk coming in. And Elon Musk walking. So she and Elon Musk was doing the
So wait a minute. So,
several weeks after she married Johnny. Now, before she met Johnny, she did an interview where a magazine interview, I forgot the interview, where she said she's attracted to rich older men. Now, she also had domestic charges brought against her in the state of
Texas,
Washington,
Oh no, sorry.
because her first wife, her first marriage to I think Tasha Van Reed, because she was pulling her and hit her in the airport. The charges, the domestic violence charges, was dropped because jurisdiction. They're from California. They were in the Washington State. Washington State. So jurisdiction issues. So the divorce, because she didn't get what she wanted in the divorce, that's when she became hell-bent and obsessive to try to ruin him.
This is crazy. You're describing a narcissist that
she is a narcissist.
You're describing a narcissist that's intentionally setting him up for money.
Exactly.
And
I think she's the worst kind.
The op-ed, even though she didn't name names, everybody knew who she was talking about.
Right.
And I'm a criminal justice major and paralegal criminal justice major. I have my degree in criminal justice. So legally, this defamation case, this trial, if everybody knows, anytime you file for a civil case, you have to prove preponderance of evidence that you were defamed.
Right.
We wouldn't have this trial if you couldn't prove it.
Sandy, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Do you think he has enough evidence from what we've seen so far to win?
As I said, all the smoke, go check out Incredibly Average, because you know that saying, what's done in the dark comes to light. Everything she's done in the dark is kicking up. That's why this today's trial, the cross, they don't have, they're grasping for straws.
Yeah.
They're pretty much wasting the court's time because they already know. I don't know if you guys saw the evidence list for this trial for Johnny's side. Trust and believe. She's, excuse my language, I'm a sailor. She's fucked.
Yeah, you're right.
Think it's gonna come out that she set up the pictures.
I think it is.
Saying on his evidence list, he has forensic psychiatrist.
Oh wow.
He has forensic videographer, audiographer, because they're about to prove that those so-called pictures of abuse are altered.
Yeah.
Those aren't
I
real.
cannot believe this. This is
Oh, let me tell
crazy.
you. Also, another thing that I'm waiting for when she gets on the stand and it's time for Ben Chu and the other lawyer, because Johnny's
Gonna
got
tear
two
her
charges.
ass up.
They're gonna
Yeah.
light her ass up.
They are going to light her ass up. They're going to
Like the
light it up.
4th of July.
Because, see,
Go off of her
I
body.
don't know. Because, see, I'm a big Johnny Depp fan. And see, you know, a lot of people are good at attention to details. If you look at Johnny's hands, he wears rings on both hands.
Yeah.
Now, zoom in on those hands really closely, because God forbid if Johnny was to haul off and punch you or hit you,
Big old hands.
you're going to have indentations and imprints of those rings. Even if he didn't have his jewelry, you'll see fingerprint indentations.
Right.
Where's that on her face?
Right.
Exactly. You're right. You're right about that.
Put out a cigarette on his face, cut his finger.
Wow.
Then, you know, about the shit gate.
Ugh.
Well, I'm here for
She
her.
was mad because when he found out that he lost $750 million, he had that was on her 30th birthday. She was pissed that he didn't show up for her birthday. He had called and texted her and let her know, hey, I'm in a meeting. I'll be in the meeting late. I may or may not be at your party, at your dinner. She got pissed. He comes home from the meeting. They get into argument. He's like, I don't want to hear it. He goes into the room, walks away, goes into the room. You know, he's relaxing, reading the book in bed. She comes in, wails on his ass.
Yep.
He on the stand, he's like, I grabbed her by the shoulders, I set her on the bed. He's like, no more, I'm leaving. So he left the penthouse
And went to the second penthouse.
and went. Actually, he didn't go to the second penthouse. He went to one of his 5 houses out in Hollywood, because he had 5 houses and 5 penthouses.
Damn.
He got money.
Last year he just sold his French villa that he had. He has an island. He has the detox incidents where Maddie was talking about, where she took his detox medication. That was on his private island in the Bahamas.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what his security said.
So people are asking a question. How did he lose? Do you know his $750 million?
Wasn't this his wine company?
No, his former financial manager took the money. Then he found out $100 million. They didn't pay taxes, so he lost He was $100 million back taxes.
Wow.
That's how he lost the $750 million.
Plus, he's
got
spending
plenty
$6
of
million.
money though.
No, because let me explain something. They want to use the former finance company want to use that as an excuse, because if your client is spending that recklessly, you would tell them, I'm gonna need you to slow down, stop. They didn't, so that wasn't an issue. They were stealing money from him. That's why he was like, wait a minute, and then found out that they didn't pay $100 million in taxes. Oh, he was livid. That's why he was smashing everything.
I will be mad too.
Can Johnny Depp trust anybody?
There's very few people he trusts.
His sister.
But I mean, you know, this woman is so vile to the point to where, because she got mad. So when he left the penthouse and went to one of his 5 houses, and he actually, as you heard him on, if you caught the first day, as you heard him on the stand, he's like, I wanted to go back since she went to Coachella, and his bodyguard's like, I don't think it's a good time to do that, because that's where the maid and her cleaning crew found the shit in the bed.
Who does that?
And here's my thing that I'm trying to get. You gonna fucking blame it on a teacup Yorkie. Who and Pistol are teacup Yorkies. You mean to tell me that tiny little body is gonna poop out, shit out? No, that was poor thing in her too.
She just nasty.
That's what I just said. She had a threesome, guys. See?
So she ended up she shit in the bed on his side. of the bed, not her side.
So disgusting.
Blame the dog, and then after that, she's like, "Oh, it was done as a joke." Bitch, no.
She's crazy.
Why do you think she did that? That's
She's
disgusting.
psycho.
She's a narcissist.
To say that he had did so many drugs that he couldn't go to the bathroom on himself.
Oh,
That's
she
her
said it.
excuse. That he couldn't even get up out the bed to go use the bathroom, so he did it in their bed. That's her excuse.
Sharrell,
That's
she
why
cried.
did it.
Sharrell, she cried and whooped. She cried and whooped.
Okay, and I'm also going to explain his drug use because he also said in an interview.
Sharrell, I'm dropping.
Okay, thank
Bye,
you,
y'all.
Bye, Nina.
He said in an interview, he said, because everybody assumes that he did drugs partying. No, he didn't. He and the author Hunter Thompson, the reason why he said in an interview, the reason why me and Hunter Thompson clicked so well is because when we do drugs, it's not when we're partying and trying to have a good time. It's to escape the reality. Basically, he used the drug use was and drinking, the drugs and drinking was to
a coping mechanism.
A coping mechanism. And the text that you read, now I don't know if you've seen the text that he sent to Bahal Bitney when he was in a drunken high stupor. Yeah. Oh, he lit into that one. He's like, drown her corpse, then I'll pull the corpse out
I just
and hunt her to make sure she's dead. Like you said earlier, you said we say some crazy shit to people when we're pissed. And especially you're going to say some even crazier shit.
Yeah.
When you're in a drunken high stupor.
Yeah.
And so, I'm pretty sure when he sobered up, and a matter of fact, I believe the next text after that, when he sobered up, he's like, dude, I'm fucked up in the head.
Yeah.
Don't mind what I just said previous text.
Let me ask you this. To me, he was talking really slow and long-winded. Andrea said that's just how he is.
That's how he talks.
You don't think that could be drug damage? I have never seen anyone talk that damn slow.
No. If you've seen him, if you go back to the times to his interviews during his younger days, he talks
just like that.
He talks just like that.
Yeah.
I can't take it. Sin, what did you want to add to the conversation?
Oh man, it's all over with for her.
She's screwed.
After
Maddie, they pretty much the evidence. I'm just waiting for Benjamin Chew to ask her, Miss Heard. Oh, and to talk about the incident May 21st, where May 22nd, she went on James Gordon. Now we all got motherfucking common sense. She claimed she had 2 black eyes, a broken nose, a busted lip. And you went on James Gordon the next day, bitch, your face would have looked like Rihanna's. If that was happening. Really?
Yeah.
Crazy. This bitch is crazy. Let me tell you how crazy. She's even more crazy. You do know she has a daughter.
No.
Amber? Via
surrogate. Publicity stunts, y'all. I pray for that child.
I pray for that child too.
She only takes pictures and videos, and I'm pretty sure once she's done taking pictures and videos with the baby, she hands it off to the nanny.
Wait a minute.
I'm praying to God the nanny kidnaps that child and just like, look, she's with an unfit mother.
Hold on, Sandy. I want to make sure I hear you correctly. She had a baby via surrogate.
Yes, ma'am.
We know nothing about.
Oh, she announced it last year when the baby was born.
That went under the radar. I didn't hear that.
No, she was on People Magazine. She was on the cover of People Magazine.
I'm telling you,
it was a thing.
She has a daughter. Poor child.
Wow.
Why don't we see pictures of her with the child? We see pictures.
She got pictures of the child.
It's an accessory, Sharrell.
Yes, all the smoke. The baby is an accessory to make her look good. Bitch, not a
take that child.
Look good.
Basically, it's a sympathy baby.
Exactly. And what a lot of people now are questioning is this child one of the embryos that had Elon Musk was suing her for to destroy the embryo. So we want to know, is he the father?
You know, she's
Hell,
sneaky
I
enough
actually
to
want
do
to
that.
know, is she actually the mother?
Is
Because
that why?
her
Is
sister
that why he?
Vicky,
Is that why he flew into space and he's not available to be on the witness stand at the trial?
I'm probably so, but it's and a lot of people also, another thing, a lot of people are also questioning, well, she's not working. How the fuck is she paying for this trial? I'm gonna tell you, one or two people are paying for this. Elon Musk or Rupert Murdoch?
You think
Rupert
so?
Murdoch.
Rupert.
So let me tell you, Rupert Murdoch had his hand in the UK case.
Oh, for sure. That's why she
Andrea
won.
had to take a pull of her cigarette.
No, because let me tell you, after the UK trial, the internet sleuths investigated that the judge on that trial,
He was corrupt.
he was linked to the defense, to the son.
Oh my
Find
God.
out,
Are you serious?
Yeah.
his son, come to find out, his son worked for one of Rupert Murdoch's TV shows.
So what happened? Is this going to be a mistrial? What happened?
No, because guess what happened? After all that shit was found out, that judge just retired.
Wow.
I bet he did.
Man, I swear she full of stunts, ain't she?
Yes.
This is
That's
a
why-
wicked woman. Let me ask you this, Sandy. What do you think's going to happen when she takes the stand?
They gonna rip her apart.
Benjamin
be
Chew
waiting.
and his co-counsel, because like I said, Benjamin Chew is known. If you Google him and look at, he has the title of best lawyer, and that means best lawyer in all 50 states in all the nation. And a matter of fact, he sometimes do pro bono cases. He's actually represented Cher in some civil cases. You don't become the best lawyer for being mediocre.
Mhm.
When I say Benjamin Chew and his co-counsel is going to rip her to shreds, because if anybody goes and if you got the time, whenever you have the time, go flip through the transcripts of the UK trial. Because if you stop and listen, because she had described 14 incidences that she claimed that she was DV'd. Now, here's how vile this woman is. One of her former employees was SA'd violently when she was traveling. I think it was Brazil, and I know it's a Latin country she was visiting. She was violently sexually assaulted. Had a machete held to her throat.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Guess how vile this woman is.
She stole the story.
Yes, Maddie.
I
She stole
told
the
you
chick's
guys.
story.
Wow.
She stole the chick's story and tried to spin it on her own. She's claiming that Johnny SA'd her.
Mhm.
Bitch. No. Yeah. Yes. That's why when she testified at the UK trial, that description, that testimony was done behind closed doors in private.
Do you or anybody on the panel know where we can get the transcripts? I can get them. I can get them, but if you're an average person,
Pacer, isn't it?
I know the Umbrella guy on YouTube. He does he has like videos on it. That's all he does.
To actually start from the beginning, you have to go on his his YouTube channel, because he has everything covered.
He breaks it down for you.
Breaks it down day one. There's even audio on the day he severed his finger.
Yep.
And don't talk about it.
Yep. She was trying to go to the hospital
pressured
with him.
me to start following this and follow it now, because she says when Amber takes the stand,
That's gonna be.
It is going to be hell and high water.
She really won't cry.
I'm gonna get fired. I'm watching that.
So what I'm gonna do, Sharrell, I'm gonna email you all the transcripts of the UK trial.
Oh yeah,
Because I got them downloaded
right,
in that file. Because I was like, let me see if she got her email up. So I will email you. And when I tell you, when you read her and her witnesses' statements for all the so-called incidences, there are inconsistencies. There's like 5 different stories. Whereas if Johnny's side, Johnny's testimony and all his witnesses' testimonies is consistent verbatim.
That's right. You're
this.
right.
So,
Yeah.
Mary
She tried to take down his
the
channel
deposition
too.
that the first witness for Johnny, which was I think it was the guy that he allowed live in, he's living in one of his houses, but he used to live in penthouse 3.
Yeah.
His testimony, the way he testified in this trial, when you see that testimony, is pretty much verbatim in the UK, his deposition for the UK trial.
I want to point this out. Mary Oak says Amber tried to take down the Umbrella Guy's channel.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's been doxing him.
Oh, sweetheart, let me tell you.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
been doing a
Lord.
lot of stuff.
This chick is so narcissistic. She tried to take that Umbrella Guy to where he had to actually, his backup channel is Little Tugs channel. She tried to dox people on Twitter.
Hold on. You're saying she goes after bloggers?
Yes.
She tried to take down bloggers on Twitter, on YouTube. That Umbrella Guys, I actually happened to be on one of his lives when he was doing where they cut his live.
Sounds like Cooter Brown.
Hold on. My mind is blown. What did they cut his live for?
Because you know that saying, truth hurts. A hit dog will holler. This hit bitch will holler. Was hollering.
She don't want the truth to get out. She don't want the truth to get out.
She's using this lady
The
called
truth is gonna get out, especially in this one. Because here's my theory of madness. Now, the video evidence that Johnny has, not only do I think it's the elevator and in the hallway, but I think for someone who has that amount of money, that many penthouses,
he has cameras in the house.
he got motherfucking cams in them bitches. Bedrooms everywhere.
If he has live footage of the abuse, she's done.
That to be released. Well, isn't this you and James Franco in the marital bed or something? I'm waiting for that bombshell to drop. I'm waiting.
Oh yeah, I'm watching it.
I think the housekeeper saw them. I'm waiting for the housekeeper to
he had
testify.
nanny cams in the penthouses when he left, and then when he got back home, he turned. If you got any cameras in the bedroom, you can easily turn it off when you're home. But when you leave,
hold on one second.
turn them
Yeah, I'm going to drop you for a minute because I got 2 calls back here.
Yeah, drop me a back. Bye, y'all.
Bye, Andrea.
Bye.
Thank you for recommending that. Hi, Jill.
Hey, Sharrell.
Sound off. What did you? This is crazy. Isn't this great? This is insane.
This is craziness. I am so glad Sandy is here to help us with this long story.
Well, a couple of days ago, I was on the Pascal show when he started talking about it. I was like, oh, let me tell you, I gave the tea. Pascal was like, I can't, right?
Oh my God. And I had no idea about the Umbrella Guy.
Say what? Yes, the Umbrella Guy. She tried to dox a lot of people on Twitter.
There are tons of stories about how, she takes as much drugs and medicines, if not more, than he does. And she was dependent. She had this whole scheme put together. I feel like from the moment she met him, like her eye on the prey of who she was going to, like the type of man that she wanted. She's a crazy WG, y'all. A crazy WG.
Yeah, I said earlier, before she met Johnny, she did an interview where she said, I'm attracted to older, rich men. So
now, Freddie, you're from the UK. Did you follow the UK case?
Yeah, I did. So it's a bit different what's happened. So what happened in the UK, the trial that happened there was the Sun newspaper, which is owned by Rupert Murdoch. They said in an article on the front cover, they said that Johnny Depp was an abuser. That was what the
Was a wife
lawsuit was
beater.
over.
That's exactly the title. Johnny Depp was a wife beater.
Wow.
And considering the fact that that judge in the UK ignored all the freaking evidence that it points to.
So what was the outcome in the UK?
He lost
the case.
it. He appealed it, and I think he lost the appeal. From what I
They
understand,
denied the appeal.
Oh no.
He's like, my decision stands, and everybody's like, really? You ignored all the bodyguards, and because see the penthouses that he lived in, that he owned. Each time visitors come, whether that elevator is specifically private, is a private elevator, so it only goes up to the 5 penthouses that he owns. So anytime when somebody comes in, the concierge has to mark, okay, they went in, they sign them in. So the judge in the UK trial ignored the concierge, the staff, Eastern Colombian staff, the maid, the bodyguards.
I think the LAPD too testified. One of the officers that went to the house testified too, and he ignored that.
Exactly.
Yes.
Considering the fact that the body cam on that when the police went there, they saw no damage,
Contradicted
no glass
everything she said.
So
Man.
she's just a narcissist that wants money, and she will set him up to. Go ahead, Freddie.
But going
She's a
back to the
sociopath.
elevator, there's been loads of footage which we've seen on YouTube of Elon Musk in the elevator, and loads of people working in that apartment building was able to back that up, as was Cara Delevingne, which gives evidence that clearly this alleged threesome between Amber Heard, Cara Delevingne and Elon Musk did happen. And I believe we also have seen a picture of James Franco in this lift.
Yes.
I can't.
I was like,
Yes.
yeah, your facial expression is the same way. I was like, I can't.
The sad
That girl
part is
crazy.
how long it's been going on. I mean, he's been dealing with this since 2016, the poor guy.
And
Yeah.
No wonder he took a couple of drinks of vodka.
Longer than they've been married, this case has been going on for.
They
Exactly,
weren't even
because you
married
gotta
a year.
understand that op-ed is where she breached the NDA.
Right.
She got
Even
Yeah,
though
it was
$7
the
million.
whole article. It was the
Even though
article
she-
where she said she was the victim. She was not
Oh,
allowed
and-
to talk
to
talk
add
about
this,
it.
let me break this down. You know we all know what the charity ACLU is for, correct?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Maddie, you know where I'm going with this, right?
Tell it, Sandy.
Yes,
tell
ma'am.
it.
I know where you're going with it. Drop the T.
Okay, let me drop this little tea.
Drop
Well,
the T.
earlier this year, documents and paperwork and documents as far as emails, text messages has proved that it was ACLU to help her write that op-ed.
Yep.
Oh
They
my
even
God.
they have a rough draft of her mentioning Johnny Depp name, and they
they
even
said,
told
"Take his
her,
name out."
send it to your lawyers. Make
Take
sure you
his name
remove
out.
his name, take his name out, so you don't get sued.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
No. And then aren't there reports though that she hasn't yet given that money?
Yep.
And let me tell you, CHLA
Because now she's having to
has
spend that
proved-
money on
and see,
attorneys.
here's what happened when they got divorced. Johnny's like, okay, she's like, well, it's not about the money. I'll donate the $7 million to charity. So he's like, okay, he already knew the 2 charities she was going to donate to. In actuality, she was actually supposed to donate to 3 charities. The Art of Elysium was supposed to get, like, it was supposed to be, the money was the $7 million was supposed to be split in thirds, but she backtracked. And let me tell you why she backtracked and not donated to the Art of Elysium. Because they're not a known organization like ACLU and CHLA. So what Johnny did was Johnny went ahead and paid $100,000 to CHLA, and it shows, there's documents that shows where in her name, she found out she was livid. No, send me the money. I'll give the money myself. He's like, okay. And he has documents that showing where he sent the installments of money for that totaled up to be a $7 million. She never donated the money. And then she was like, oh, she was trying to drag this track. 4 times she tried to get this trial to be shut down. The first judge, who was Brian, I think it was Bruce or Brian Wright, White, he's retired. So that's why we have Judge Azcarate. Now, Judge Azcarate, now I know a lot of you probably was like, y'all see how she doesn't play?
Right.
If anybody researched, she is a former Marine.
Oh wow.
So,
oh wow.
And as a Navy veteran, as a military veteran, military personnel especially Marines, have zero tolerance.
Yeah.
And consider the fact that's why she's not letting defense keep throwing the drug issue all the time, because you want to know what she was doing before this? She was dealing with drug court for veterans.
For veterans. Makes
for
sense.
nonviolent offenses, drugs for veterans. That's what she was doing. She actually, and her husband is a retired Marine and is a police officer in Fairfax.
That's awesome.
Well, you know what that means. We've got to meet back here tomorrow night.
To discuss more of
Yes,
this.
we do. Yes, we do.
Sandy, you got to come
One
back.
thing before I go,
Absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead, Freddie. Go ahead.
because it's quite late here. What I did hear is apparently one of the reasons allegedly Amber Heard basically took this $7 million and kept it for herself is because she had to pay off a mortgage for a house she owned before being with Johnny Depp.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh, Freddie, but you know what? Her lawyers actually said, oh, she didn't donate because she had to pay the legal fees.
Not true.
Elon Musk and Rupert Murdoch is paying this, because you already know, because I'm telling you, she gotta be laying on her back.
Sandy, have you noticed?
With Rupert Murdoch?
Have you noticed her facial? Sandy, have you noticed her facial expressions? Like either she's
obsessed
bye,
with him.
Freddie.
She
Bye,
look high.
Freddie. Yeah,
She's obsessed with him.
Honestly, I feel like she wants to jump across the table and choke him.
Let me tell you, when she was dating, witnesses even told her, hey, and when she started dating Johnny Depp, that's when she said her whole style changed. She started dressing like him. She started decorating her house like he does, because he loves to read. She's like, oh, I love to read. Let me tell you how trifling she is and narcissistic.
Hey, wait one second. Sandy, I was going to tell Sharrell the other reason that I think that Johnny, just my thoughts, that Johnny speaks so slow is what he really, really, really wants to say. He can't say. So he's trying to think of
careful of his
words. Be very
like the saying of he's thinking before he speaks.
Yes,
you already know
he's methodically, because he's so quick-witted usually.
Oh, he is.
He can come out with some funny, smart-ass, sarcastic remarks, but he's being very careful to be respectful. So I think that's why he's forcing. He's forcing himself to really slow it down and think about what his words. Sorry,
I gotta wrap this up, guys. You were saying something, Sandy, before
Alicia Mata, an NDA doesn't mean when you breach an NDA, it could be written, verbal, audio, video. It don't make a difference. That op-ed was a breach of their NDA, meaning they can't talk about the divorce, what she got in the divorce. If you notice, he hasn't even said anything about the divorce, only the questions that they ask him on trial. As far as what happened in the marriage and in the divorce, he's always been silent. She's the one that verbally and publicly announced it. It doesn't have to be her sitting in an interview. She could write it out. That's
And
just
she's
like,
going down for this because she brought this problem to herself.
Yes,
exactly.
she
And now
did.
So
she
now
exposed
we've
herself.
got a new date night, Monday through Thursday around this
Johnny
same
Depp.
We're
time.
here.
After the trial,
Sign me
yes,
up.
we
We all
do.
through the trial, we're gonna come back and follow this because Andrea is convinced when she takes the stand, and she said this before you guys said all of this.
That's gonna
She
be
was like, "You got to
good.
cover the case," and I'm like, "I'm busy with the Kardashians." She's like,
She's
"No,
gonna
no, no, no,
read
no.
her.
Make
No.
This is a
room."
whole lot better than them Snordashians.
Yeah.
She said,
Yes.
"Make room," because when
So
Amber
tired.
takes the
Yes.
stand, the
It is
whole
gonna be.
A
That's when
bloodbath.
It will
really
be
gonna hit the fan.
interesting. It will be
Everything's gonna come
interesting.
out.
But she's
So
gonna
I'll
have to be
see you guys
medicated for
back.
it.
We got to have this meeting every day until the trial is over. It's so crazy. Thank you guys
Sandy, you
for
have to come
calling
back
in.
every
Thank you
night.
Thank
for
you so
having
much,
me.
Sharrell. Have a
Yes,
good night,
Here,
everyone.
guys.
yes.
Bye,
Take care.
guys.
That
Bye
was
bye.
so
Ooh,
bye-bye.
child, that was good.
That was so good. Thank
I
you,
am just,
Sid.
woo.
That was good. Thank you. And thank you, Sandy. Oh my God, you've got to come back, okay?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. That was so good. Now I see the urgency that Andrea had. She forced me to follow this case. She said it's going to be the hottest ticket in town, and it looks like she's right. So we'll meet around this same time, Monday through Thursday. Oh my God. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If I didn't get to your call backstage, I do apologize. I am simply out of time. I want to thank everyone for your super chats. You don't have to support the channel, and you do. So I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Don't forget to click that like button on your way out, and I'll see you guys Monday. All right. Until next time, bye for now.